Welcome to the MFR Coaches podcast, where we talk about how you can create a six-figure MFR practice. I'm your host, Heather Hommel. Not only have I been practicing MFR for 11 years, I'm also a life and business coach, especially for MFR therapists. My goal is for you to understand how to get fully booked, how to talk to your clients, and how to make sure they understand what's possible for them with MFR treatment. I'm here to help you stop under-earning, overworking, and burning out. I'll lend support so you can create the MFR practice you've always wanted. Learn how you can do it too, even if you live in a tiny town, and even if you're just starting out, and even if you've ran your practice for years. Let's go. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the MFR Coaches podcast. I'm your host, Heather Hommel, the MFR coach. And today I wanted to talk to you about something that my coach said to me the other day that really got me thinking about some of the habits we create inside our businesses, any business as an entrepreneur. And especially, I think this is important because I can see habits forming in us as MFR therapists. And I just think back to some of the decisions that I made early on in my practice, all the way up until when I was no longer hands-on practicing, when I switched to become the MFR coach, and some of those habits like coming over into my business as the MFR coach too. So she said something and it was kind of harsh. She said, your business is not for your entertainment. And I was like, oh, shit. So what she means by this is the decisions that we make in our businesses, the decisions that we make on what to spend our money on what to invest in, on all of the things we buy for our businesses. Those things are not to be purchased because we need to infuse fun or entertainment into our lives. She basically was like, if you're using your business as entertainment, you need to get a life. That's what she said. It was like super harsh. And I just love her so much for that because it needs to be said. And I needed to hear that. And I think you guys need to hear that too. So often we make decisions in our businesses for fun, to feel good, to feel excited, to inject some sort of excitement into our lives. And because it's business money, it's easier to spend for a lot of us. So I want you to get clear on making decisions inside your business based on what your business needs. So this is a really interesting question. What does your business need? And how are you supposed to figure it out? Well, it's kind of simple. You ask your business, what do I need? And usually, if you take the time, your business will tell you exactly what you need. And if you're really good at sitting down and just deciding something, a simple question like, what is my revenue goal for 2024? How much money do I want to bring in sales of myofascial release? That one decision alone is going to influence every other decision you make and how you behave and what you do inside your business when you have that very specific goal, when you make that decision on purpose from the top of the year. Now, you might be thinking, I don't even know how to know that number. How am I supposed to know that number? Well, for a lot of us, it's just made up until it isn't. For a lot of us, we just pick a number. And I think that it's good to start with a number. So pick your revenue goal for 2024 and then make all of your decisions around how can you create that result? How can you create the result of a six-figure MFR business? Let's just start there because that's what I help people do. So if your revenue goal is $100,000, what do you need to support your business to create that outcome? Do you need more skills? Do you need to invest in more skills? And what skills are those specifically? Now, I know the default is to spend the money on MFR training. And I've said this in other episodes, and I'll say it again. Your MFR training is one of the most valuable assets that you will spend money on in your MFR business. And sometimes what happens is we bypass other skills that we need that can support us in being able to afford to pay for training, hands-on training. And we just go all in on the hands-on training, not really knowing what we need those skills for. So if you can get really specific on your revenue goal and what will support you in getting to your revenue goal, you can make decisions and spend money in your business on purpose so that you are supported throughout the entire year, so that you are not scrambling and always wondering how you're going to pay yourself. So I like to think about it like this. If your goal is to create 6 figures in your MFR business, you're going to need support learning how to sell and talk about MFR on purpose. You're going to need support in knowing how to price MFR. Even if you've been in business for 20 years, if you are not seeing 20 clients or less and hitting 6 figures, something isn't working in your business. So you need this support at every level of your business. And you can go far beyond 6 figures, 100K. You can go far beyond 100K when you have the skill set to sell MFR and talk about MFR, price MFR, and have really, really solid policies. So hear me say this, like from the bottom of my heart. We are not all born to be entrepreneurs. We are out there in the world helping people with our hands-on skills, helping people get out of pain. We are therapists, we are healers, we are people that care deeply about other people. And sometimes the cost of that is our businesses. Like we have businesses, but we treat them like jobbies, or we have businesses and we treat it like a hobby. We have businesses, but we're not making any money, or we're making just enough money to go to the next seminar, but you're not paying yourself anything. And I just want you to know that you can have both. You can have plenty of money that you pay yourself in a salary regularly, and you can have plenty of money inside your business to go to whatever seminars you want to go to. Sometimes you need to, and maybe it's not even sometimes, all the time, you need to be asking your business what it needs. What skills do you need specifically to support yourself on your journey to a 6-figure business? And if having a 6-figure business seems really out of reach for you, or really impossible, or just really like unattainable, or you're thinking, I'm going to have to work so much harder for that to happen, or I'm already working my ass off and I'm not even paying myself, I just want you to know that there's a skill in there. There's a decision that you haven't made yet on purpose that's keeping you there. And you could be one decision away from changing everything in your business. We have therapists all the time joining us in the 12-month program who have been in business for 20 years or more, who are now hitting 6 figures. Maybe they hit 6 figures before, but now they're doing it with ease. They're doing it sooner in the year. They're doing it working less hours, and they're really getting even better results with their clients because they're selling MFR in a completely different way. If you're hesitant to get this kind of specific help in your business because you don't want to have to learn how to sell MFR, because the idea of selling MFR just grosses you out, I just want you to know that this is a problem that can be fixed, that there's a completely different way that you can think about how you sell MFR and what selling MFR even means. To me, when I think about this, when I think about selling MFR, I'm thinking about the therapist who can go from leaving it up to clients to decide their treatment plan to the therapist that's like, this is your problem. This is how we solve it. Let's work together. And you have your client come in more often and they get to their results sooner. I hate reading about people that had their client come back once a month for 3 months and they finally got to the result 90 days later when they could have had that in 3 hours, back-to-back treatment. They just didn't know how to sell that, and they didn't want to be salesy or pushy. It's like the same amount of money in 900 times the amount of time. It just doesn't make any sense, you guys. So really ask yourself in your business, what am I going to need to support myself to create this revenue goal that I want? It might seem wild for you to put $100,000 down on your paper. or maybe it's $200,000, whatever it is. It might seem completely wild. And I just want you to know, the wilder, the better. Let's dream big. Let's dream outside the box. Let's really, really allow ourselves to think about what is possible or even what's impossible right now. And then reverse engineer it so that it becomes your truth. It becomes your possibility. It becomes what just is for you. This is all possible. I help people do this all the time. One of my clients just recently posted in the Facebook group that she hit 100K for the first time. And every time I hear somebody announce that, I can feel it in my bones. I'm not only proud, I'm like, yeah, of course you did. Of course you did this. Every single MFR therapist is capable of this. Even if you live in a small town, even if you've moved and nobody knows you, even if you're a single woman, even if you're in charge of your kids and you don't have other financial support, what other reason do you have to become financially independent and financially successful? You're worth it. And your life could be changed when you are able to pay yourself a regular salary and set your salary and create whatever salary that you want. And you ensure that you have the skill set and the tools to do that. When you make decisions for your business that push you forward, where you look under the hood and you're like, oh, I'm missing these skills. I need more help. For instance, I'm working on scaling my business to $1 million. I have never made $1 million in my life. $1 million seems wildly crazy. $1 million seems like, who the hell do I think I am? Right? But because I have help in place, I can catch thoughts that don't serve me. Like all these thoughts that I have about making $1 million, it doesn't matter because I don't really believe them. I believe that I'm capable of making $1 million because I pay for help to help me with my mindset. I pay for help to ensure that I have the information that I need to scale a business at that level. I pay for help to ensure that I know how to sell coaching, just like I knew how to sell MFR. And you know what? The truth of the matter is, I was kind of bad at selling MFR until I invested in some help in learning how to sell. I was probably like you are. I was like, selling is gross and I would never sell. And my clients know more than me and they can just figure it out on their own. They're intuitive. They're smart. They don't want me to tell them what they need. They just want to come when they want to come. I have no control over how often people come or if they book with me. And there's a real difference in the results that you create when you believe that versus when you have done the mindset work and you believe you can create money on demand, create clients on demand, that you know how to talk to your clients and that you can make excellent recommendations for them. I want you to think about all the decisions that you've made on purpose up to this point. And if you think that you haven't done that, I want you to just consider what would happen in your business and your life if you became much more purposeful with these decisions about what your business needs. If you didn't use your business for entertainment, and if you got a life outside of your business because you can afford to have one, what would that be like? What would you do? Would you truly spend all of your time off and all of your vacations at seminars? Maybe you would. Or would you go to seminars to learn specific skill sets and then also pay yourself enough money so that you can just go on vacation and vacation? I would imagine you would choose to do both. Enrollment for my 12-month coaching program starts January 31st. And to kick things off, we're having a live call that's happening at noon Central. So that's right. Mark your calendars off for noon Central time zone, January 31st. To register for that call, go to www.themfrcoach.com/live call. During that call, you can ask me anything. And I'm bringing a panel of current coaching clients to spill all the details about what it's really like inside the program when you get coached by me. Hear their real results, their real struggles, and ask them any kind of question that you have. They're going to answer it, and so will I. When you attend this live call, I'm also going to be giving you a very special bonus when you join the coaching program. This special bonus is only going to be available if you attend that call live. So go and register at www.themfrcoach.com/live call. Block off your schedule for January 31st at noon Central and start writing down those questions. I'll see you at the end of the month. I want you to think about when you get fully booked with a waiting list, when you can afford to go to seminars and not have to scrimp to do so, when you can pay yourself the regular salary every month, no matter what, because you've set your business up to do that. And if that seems really, really, really far away, I want you to consider that you can get to that point not in many years from now, and not from working so hard that you can't function. Because let's be honest, that's the old way of doing things. But with decisions on purpose, you can get there easily. One decision after the next, after the next. It can happen your first year in business. It can happen your 20th year in business. You get to decide. What happens when you quit using your business for entertainment? You quit free floating and hoping it works out. You quit grinding yourself to the bone. You quit waiting to feel confident. And you start to decide everything on purpose. You decide you know enough. You decide you're capable of doing MFR only. You decide not to wait. You decide that you know enough right now to create a 6-figure MFR business. And you decide to invest in exactly what your business needs, not what is fun or interesting. You quit using your business for entertainment. You quit guessing. And you really start to think like an entrepreneur. What will your business need in 2024? Do I need more skills or do I need more confidence? Do I need both? Get really clear on what it is that you need and know your resources. Go to seminars for your skills, for your hands-on skills. If a lot of clients are coming in with low back pain and you have no idea how to treat that low back pain, you best be getting to fascial pelvis, right? Or women's health. If a lot of your patients are coming in with upper body problems or TMJ and all kinds of headaches and you don't have any idea how to treat that, then you better be going to cervical, thoracic, or fascial cranium, right? It just makes sense. If you've had 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 seminars and you haven't spent a lot of time putting the skills that you've learned into action, you haven't gotten fully booked, I would just challenge you to get fully booked before you go seeking out more time off from your practice to learn another skill. And I would advise you to invest in my program, in my 12-month program, and learn the skill of selling MFR, of increasing your confidence, and in really learning how to create strong policies that serve you and your business and your clients. I would learn skills of how do I 5 times my return on investment from everything I do? How do I learn what to invest in my business? And I'm not talking about the stock market. I'm talking about all of the things we buy in our business are investments. You are investing money in something. You should be getting a return on the investment every time. It should be 5 times what you paid, at least. So, what does your business need in 2024? Do I need more skills or more confidence? Do I know where to get these things? I think the answer is yes. We're going to go to seminars to increase our skill level. We're going to make sure we know the skills that we want to learn when we go. And I'm saying this more for like people that have had 4 and 5 and 6 seminars. Like for the next seminar, what skill are you really, 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 really looking forward to learning that you do not know now? And I want to just point out again, like how lucky we are and how good of a job John has done in crafting the seminars, because you get a little bit of everything. You get a lot of how to treat the entire body in every seminar. And I just wonder, like, what will your outcome be? What will your experience of the seminar be like when you're deciding on purpose to go to that for the intention of the skill set that you want to learn? I don't think I've ever thought about that so specifically. Like, oh, I'm going to go to MFR2 specifically because I want to help my clients with headaches or jaw pain or whatever. Like, I never really thought about it that way. And maybe I'm unique. Maybe I'm the wild one. I don't know. But I think I'm a lot like you are. Whenever I've made a decision to learn a skill on purpose, I've learned the skill better and deeper and put it into action sooner and got results quicker and better, like just more miraculous results. And I think that you can do that too. So I just urge you to really understand, what are my goals for 2024? What will my business need? And invest in the things that get you there on purpose, and invest and buy the things not for your own personal entertainment. And if you are doing that, just know that that's normal. But what would happen if you get a life outside of your business because you've created a business that supports your life outside of your business, that supports you entertaining yourself outside of your business? I think it'll be life-changing. What is your revenue goal for 2024? Figure this out now so you can influence your entire year. My clients that know their revenue goals are able to sell MFR on purpose so they ensure they hit their goal. It's not willy-nilly, it's on purpose. And when they're not getting the results that they want, they get help. We troubleshoot, we figure out exactly what's going on, and they go back to work with the tweak, with the new decision that they've made, and they implement and they try it again and they do it on purpose. Make sure that you have the skill set to sell MFR, to support your clients through objections, that you have proper pricing to maximize your revenue and to not overwork, and that you have policies designed so your clients are compliant and show up, and that you know exactly what to do in your business at all times. So you're not spending time fixing problems that don't need to exist. And this is a really good skill set to have, right? What does my business need? What is not working? How will I fix it? What do I need? Really ask yourself these questions and get the answers. You deserve to make a lot of money. You deserve to have money left over at the end of the month that you can have fun with, that you can pay yourself a bonus with, that you can have a regular and dedicated salary with. And I want to help you do it. And I'll be back next week with another episode of the MFR Coaches podcast. Until then, make sure you make some decisions. See you later. Bye. Thanks for joining me today. If you enjoyed today's episode, please take a minute and rate and review the podcast. I appreciate it. For more information, please follow me on Facebook and Instagram at The MFR Coach. And check out my website, www.themfrcoach.com, for more information. If you are currently not working 20 hours or less and making six figures in your MFR business, I want to help you change that. Make sure you tune into the show and get on my email list so you never miss out on important trainings and information. To be the first to find out when we are enrolling next for my 12-month Business Foundations coaching program, get on that email list at www.themfrcoach.com/join. Inside this program, you'll learn how to raise your rate, overcome objections, and sell MFR. You'll become the MFR therapist that never under-earns and never burns out. It's up to us to make MFR mainstream, and it starts with you and your successful MFR practice. See you next week.